Hey everybody, Chad Hasty here, host of the Chad Hasty Show. It's finally Friday. Today's morning brief, going to talk a little bit about Marco Rubio, his name back in the news, as he will be sitting down with Jake Tapper on this Sunday for the Jake Tapper's State of the Union show. Should be pretty interesting to watch as Marco Rubio takes a look back at his presidential race. During the interview, Rubio saying that he will, or at least plans on going to the Republican convention in Cleveland. That's good to hear. And that also, if Donald Trump wants him to, Marco Rubio will speak on his behalf. That is something that is surprising a lot of folks out there because they didn't expect Marco Rubio to really jump on board the Trump train that is out there. And I don't really think Marco Rubio is jumping on board the Trump train, but what I do think he's doing is saying, hey, look, I don't want Hillary Clinton to win. In fact, that's what he says to Jake Tapper. I don't want Hillary to win. I think Hillary Clinton would be a disaster for this country. So if Donald Trump wants me to, I'll go and I'll speak on his behalf, and I'll tell the country why I think Hillary Clinton would be an absolute disaster and why electing Hillary would be an absolute disaster. I applaud Marco Rubio for it. I've seen some of the Rubio fans who are on Twitter and Facebook who are upset with Marco, think that he's stabbing them in the back by going out there and supporting Trump. What I see Rubio doing is saying this, listen, and this is what I say on the show, I don't exactly think that Donald Trump is going to be the most conservative president we've ever seen. I don't think that Donald Trump is going to be the most Republican president that we're going to see. I don't know if I can trust Donald Trump on a lot of issues. But for me personally, and I think this is where Rubio comes from, we both know that Hillary Clinton would be an absolute disaster for this country. I don't think Donald Trump would be. But when I look at Donald Trump and I see that he released this list of Supreme Court justices, for me personally, I'm not speaking for Marco Rubio here, of course, but for me personally, I look at that list and I go, okay, that's someone, hopefully he will choose a name off that list or someone very close to those names that will protect the Second Amendment and will protect the U.S. Constitution. I believe that Donald Trump would do that, or at least I think he will do that. For Hillary Clinton, I know she won't. I know that Hillary Clinton will move the court to the left. Hillary Clinton will absolutely destroy the United States Supreme Court for the next 30, 40, 50 plus years. And, well, really, I can't be any part of that. I'll tell you that right now. So I agree with Marco Rubio. Show up, vote, hold your nose and vote if you have to. But for many of you out there, remember, this is about one thing. It's about the United States Supreme Court. This election bigger than just Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. It's about the next 30 to 40 to 50 plus years for the U.S. Supreme Court. And that is something we have to take seriously. And I agree with Marco Rubio. Hillary would be a disaster. And I don't blame Rubio at all for offering to speak at the Republican convention. One thing for Donald Trump, I would urge Donald Trump to reach out to Rubio and to ask Rubio to speak. I would put Rubio maybe as the keynote address at the Republican convention. If not Rubio, maybe someone like Ted Cruz, though I don't know if Ted Cruz will show up. But Donald Trump has got to reach out to conservatives. He's got to reach out to conservatives. And a big way to do that would be to enlist the help of Marco Rubio and or Ted Cruz. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. Follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk to you Tuesday on the Chad Hasty Show.